Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Hope that you are having as good a St. Patrick's Day as you can have, considering we're probably all mostly confined to our homes. Or at least everybody recommends we be confined to our homes, I guess. But at any rate, we are going to do one break tonight, and it is Heritage Baseball by the half case, and it is the start of a brand new case. Before we actually rip, we are going to go over a little information here. So my feedback on eBay is automated. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're instantly going to get the same in return. And of course, the other thing there is a big thank you. Appreciate you being here, spending part of your St. Patrick's Day with me as we dig into some Heritage Baseball tonight. This is our list of what's coming up in the days ahead. So these breaks are already listed on eBay, and we're going to be breaking them over the course of the next several days. So tomorrow night, it's a case of 2020 Leaf Draft Football Premium Hobby Blasters. That's a mouthful. Here's what you need to know about it. Spots are sold by the first letter of the last name. The autographs are packaged separately in that product. So we'll open each blaster, take out the pack that has the autographs in it, and that's all we'll break live. The base packs will stay sealed, and each person who has a team in there, that particular team is just going to get a handful of the sealed base packs in addition to whatever else you may hit in the break. On Thursday, we will open Donruss Baseball. It's a half case break, which is 8 boxes. It's the back half of a case we started a couple of days ago. Friday, we have one new release. That is Inception Baseball. We will be breaking it by the full case on Friday night. Saturday, Heritage Baseball. We're going to break the back half of this case that we're about to start tonight. And then Sunday night will be an off night. So that's what we're looking like in the days ahead. Now, we don't have to worry about consolation cards in this break. There's 80 million cards in here, so every team is going to have a little chunk of cards shipping their way no matter what. And speaking of shipping, I am hoping it will be out the door approximately Saturday. Listen, guys, I know for the last 4 or 5 days, things have not been shipping out as quickly as I might normally get them out. You have my apologies. I have been tied up, I've got elderly parents living in 2 different cities, 2 different households, and I don't want them running around potentially catching this coronavirus. So when they need something, I've been going to get it for them. And then, of course, we've got our own challenges here in the household. So I think we finally have things squared away with everybody, and I should be able to buckle back down and get us on our normal shipping schedule pretty quickly. But for now, we're going to leave that setting as a Saturday estimation. And if I can get it done sooner, I will. Of course, if anything unexpected happens, it could always slide to Monday. Right now, I feel like it will be on or about Saturday. So this is going to be a 6-box half case break of Heritage Baseball. And it is break number 5. It ended tonight on eBay the same night we're breaking it, Tuesday night, the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day. Team names, of course, are on the left-hand side, winning bidders across from each team there on the opposite side. And yeah, I think that's all we have to do other than, I got to tell you this. Since it is the start of a new case, what I will do is take out all 12 boxes. I'll number them on the side or on the end, and we'll use random.org to determine which 6 boxes we open tonight and which 6 will be remaining for us to open on Saturday night. Last little piece of business before we get down to it. I am changing up the focus. Your background got blurry. That's on purpose. Don't worry. We're going to be able to see what we need to see. Jay Allen is here. Hi, Jay Allen. And Kiko's here, too. Happy St. Patty's Day to you as well, Kiko. It is super weird not having big St. Patrick's Day celebrations, isn't it? Well, maybe not to everybody. I don't know. For me, you got to understand, I used to work in the beer business, and I was the district manager for the on-premise locations in several areas, which means places where you buy it and drink it in the same place. So, bars, restaurants, that kind of thing. One of the brands that I represented, one of many brands that I represented, but the one that plays into this scenario is Guinness. So you can imagine what St. Patrick's Day was always like for me. It was crazy. I would start my day in the local bars handing out Guinness-related merchandise, and other brands too, but primarily Guinness. Basically at 11 a.m., as soon as the bars opened, they would be packed no matter the day of the week. And by the time you'd get to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, making stops at all the Irish bars and pubs and things, you didn't even get a chance to get out of your car or your whatever you were driving anymore. People would come flying out of the bar and just mob you, and by then they were inebriated, to say the least. So, whew. St. Patrick's Day was always crazy for me, but I guess that's why it seems weird to me that it would be quiet, and you guys are probably like, yeah, it's always quiet. But anyway, more information than you needed to know, but hey, we got to pass the time, right? While I was labeling all those boxes. All right, this is easy. When we have 10 or more, we do random one single time. 9 or fewer, we do it 3 times. Third one decides. 10 or more here, we're going for it once. So we will be opening, I'll get that out in a minute. We will be opening 3, 12, 5, 11, 2, and 8. So what does that give me? 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, 12. 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, 12. All right. 2, 3, and 5. That's easy. We just got to drag Mr. Number 6 out of the way. Oh, as I knock things over. And then 8, 11, and 12. Yay. All right, give me a second. I'm going to put these other 6 out of the way, and then we'll get busy here. Okay. So, J. Allen, you need Rockies and Phillies in here. Okay. You said if they don't close the post office. You know what? I don't think they will shut down the post office or UPS or FedEx, for the simple reason that these days so many people, that's where you're having to get a lot of things. Locally, a lot of stuff is sold out, and also they're telling people to stay home and order online and that sort of thing. And there are, of course, a number of retailers that have closed their stores, at least for the time being, and leave only their online portion open, and somebody's got to deliver that. So, I mean, they could change that, but I think that would be the absolute last thing to go, truthfully. So, you never know, though, what they're going to do. Oh, J. Allen, you don't have any Irish bars around there. Oh, well, we used to have some good ones around here. It was a lot of fun. Well, other than, as I said, being the sober one on St. Patrick's Day, by the time you get to about 6 o'clock at night and they're mobbing you before you even get out of your car and they're all drunk and slobbering and whatnot, that's not as much fun. But the rest of it was. Okay, so we get a box loader in every box. It can be one of a couple of different, 2 or 3 different things. And this is one example. It is called Baseball's Greatest Moments. You have Johnny Bench and the Cincinnati Reds on this one. The other option of things that we can find for the box loader, an oversized or supersized baseball card, or a 1971 actual original baseball card that Topps has bought back, and just added the anniversary stamp and put those in the box loaders. Now, if we find one of those, and we probably will realistically, they are always just terrible in terms of condition. I mean, they're fun to find, and sometimes you get cool players on them, but they are really poorly centered, terribly miscut, came that way from the factory, and then, of course, they're always very well loved. Rounded corners, I've seen them with creases, there's lots of chipping and wear, and, I mean, honestly, they have, they've been circulating around since 1971, so that's what happens. What we are looking for in each of our boxes tonight is one hit. It can be an autograph or it can be a relic. So we should find one per box of that. We're also going to find a few other things. Generally speaking, there is a short print or an image variation or something like that about once per box. And I will tell you this, sometimes I catch them live and sometimes I don't. So some of them are easier to spot, some of them are harder to spot. If you see one go by that I don't stop and say, hey, it's whatever, and you notice it, jump into chat and tell me so I can go back and find it. We'll flag it down and point it out. Now, of course, even if I don't catch it live, I would find it when I was sorting, I'm sure, and all the cards ship. So you would get it no matter what. But, of course, my preference is that we find it going through live. Also, we'll find some chrome parallels of various types in here, and we'll talk about those as we come across them. As far as the base, just the regular base, we're going to cut a pretty good path through that. We won't be going terribly slowly in that regard. And we're going to find lots of cards like this. Not exactly like this, but we're going to find cards that have 2 different teams on them. We're going to find cards that have 3 teams on them and cards that have 4 different teams on them. Every time we find a card that is like that, I'm going to set it right up here in housekeeping. We'll use random.org at the very end of the night, and we'll be able to hand them out that way. So that's how that's going to work. Betsy, you said, do I have enough product to keep breaking? Will release dates be pushed back? Well, I'll tell you this. Release dates have already been pushed back on some stuff from Panini. Now, whether or not they push it back again, we probably won't know until Friday. But they have, at this point, already pushed back a number of products into at least 2-3 weeks past when they might have normally come out. And we'll see if they change anything else. As of last Friday, I didn't really see any schedule changes for tops, but that's not to say that some won't come down the line, but we haven't, as of right now, seen any. To answer the other part of your question, yeah, I've got quite a bit of stuff here. Not only in sealed case formats, I've also got loose boxes where we could do half cases or mixers or things like that. I've got a ton of stuff here, so it would have to be pushed back way back for me to run out of stuff entirely. The bigger worry, I think, for most people is running out of supplies to be able to ship the cards. All right, so here we are looking at a flashbacks card. There's a couple of different versions of these. So this one, of course, has no baseball affiliation, so it's going to go up there into housekeeping. That will also be given out at the end of the break. But sometimes we're going to find those flashback cards that have baseball on them. If it's a baseball player, baseball team featured, then, of course, it's going to go to that particular team. But in the absence of that, it will set up there. Then and Now is another example of a card that has more than one team on it. So we get lots of little housekeeping piles in this product. They kind of stack up on us until we get to the end, and then we're busy for a few minutes. So, but Betsy, we should be okay for a while. You might remember, or you might not have. I can't remember if you were on that night or not, but back, well, right before this whole thing started, before it really got busy, like we might have had a few little cases up in Seattle or something, I just went ahead and ordered in a bunch of supplies because all of our stuff is made in China in regard to supplies. So here's our short print out of this box. It is a Nolan Arenado for the Rockies with an action image variation. So that's our first little short print of the night. And so, yeah, I proactively just ordered in quite a bit of stuff because of the fact that China had been so impacted. I was concerned about our distributors possibly running low on stock or running out of stock and then not being able to easily restock because of the China sitch. So I ordered in about $1,200 worth of supplies that I normally would have just gotten here and there as I was running low on stuff. So once again, I feel like we're probably pretty well set for the near term, but You never know. Never know what happens, but I think we're probably okay. Jay Allen says there's a 4-pack of toilet paper on eBay with a $30 bid on it. Well, I can believe it. I mean, it's just crazy. It's I had to run out and get something for my mother today, and listen, the grocery stores are empty, and it's not just paper supplies and cleaning supplies. Like, all the meat was gone, a lot of the dairy was gone, a tremendous amount of the canned goods were gone. It's crazy. Tampa Bay Rays and Charlie Morton is our hit from this box. We've got a little relic hit, and there's a spare thread or something down there on the bottom, looks like, sticking up. But yes, so if you need things, you can fully expect to have to go to multiple stores to find it, at least in my area. That's the way it is. And I wanted to do online ordering, but the main place I order from, their website crashed. So many people trying to do online grocery ordering. And then I tried to get it from another place, and then they said it was in stock when I ordered it, and then it got canceled. And so ultimately I was just like, fine, I'm just going to have to suck it up and go out into the world and go into a store and get it. So that's what I did. The Detroit Tigers. This little insert is not technically a short print, but it is obviously a variation, and we find a handful of those in any given break. So they're not extraordinarily common, but they're also not super, super rare. So, but they're definitely harder to hit than the other stuff. Definitely. Betsy, you said seven cases, didn't know where to put it all. Oh, so you bought a bunch of supplies too, did you? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is sitting in the living room behind the couch right now because I just don't have anywhere to put all this much extra stuff as I ordered in. But listen, you can't do the breaks if you don't have top loaders and one touch and team bags and all the stuff it requires to get it out the door. And I just looked at the fact that it's pretty much all made in China and decided back a couple weeks ago, that I better load it up. So the chrome variation, there are a couple of different chromes. This one you'll see is numbered to 571. Anytime they have the little shiny silver, it will be to 571. The other chrome is just a version of the base card that has the black border. Those are the ones that are numbered to 999. We will most likely find some of each before we are all finished up tonight. Typically that's the way it would work anyway, but you never know. Oh, you said my supplies. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my supplies are absolutely everywhere. Oh, yeah, it was way more than 7 cases because I have, well, let's see. I've got, I think, 6 different, well, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually like 7 or 8 different sizes of top loaders that I have to have on hand at any given time. Now, there's maybe 3 or 4 of those that are used more often than the others. But as a whole, I've got 7 different sizes of that. There's 3 different sizes of team bags. I've probably got 7, maybe 6 different sizes of one-touch cases. And then, of course, all the sleeves. You got to have regular sleeves. You got to have thick sleeves. And I ordered multiples of everything I use. So, yeah, it's like a jungle down there. It is crazy. You can't even walk through that, through the living room. For the Yankees, an original 1971 card. As I mentioned to you before, miscut, off-centered, well-loved, rounded corners, chipping, wear, bending, creasing, you name it. It's there. But it's a box loader. It's a freebie. So, hey, we'll take it, right? Jay Allen, you said that Harper and Hoskins are both short prints in here. All right, my friend. Well, we'll try to conjure one up for you. Of course, you got the Arenado, so you got the first short print we saw tonight headed your way, so that's good news. But yeah, it's, when I was looking yesterday, at the stuff I have down there, and I realized there's one kind of top loader that I don't have as much of as I thought I did. And it's a weird one. There'll be a long period of time where you don't use it very much at all, and then you'll have a set like Chrome or one that's just slightly thicker than a standard card, and then you use it all the time when you're breaking that, whatever that product is. So I thought, well, let's just see on the off chance if anybody still has any, I'll order a couple more cases, because we're going to have Bowman Chrome and some things that I'm going to need that for, or rather Chrome cards in Bowman. And yeah, nobody did. They're all like, no, we don't have any, and we've got it on order, but it's on back order from the distributor that they get it from. And, you know, they're thinking mid to late April they'll have more. So it's like, well, we'll just have to stretch it out with what we've got, and I think we'll be okay. And hey, we've got to do something with all of our extra time, right? I mean, here, pretty much everything's closed here. Bars and restaurants, I mean, a lot of the retail, the movie theaters, the obvious stuff, senior centers, schools, daycares, all that kind of stuff, already closed. And then they announced today they're closing all the hair salons, nail salons, all the gyms, which I'm surprised gyms haven't been closed before now. Any remaining movie theaters that hadn't closed on their own, and I forgot what else they announced today. Seems like there was another thing they said today is done for a while. So yeah, we're not going to have much to do besides break. Right? We're going to be like, yeah, this is our entertainment full time now. But so, hey, that makes all of our football news even that much more entertaining. I'm going to assume probably everybody in the world has seen by now that Tom Brady decided to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I had predicted that he would not come back to the Patriots, but I hadn't really, I kind of thought he might end up with the Chargers, truthfully. But somebody, I don't remember if it was you, Jay Allen, or who, somebody that breaks with me often said they thought he would go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers primarily because of Bruce Arians. So yeah, announced that today. Of course, it can't become official until tomorrow when the new NFL league year starts. But that's what it's looking like. And he is going to be making $30 million a year. I think was he on a 2-year deal, I want to say? And then Phillip Rivers went to the Colts on a 1-year deal. So he's got that. Teddy Bridgewater is going to Carolina. So Cam's out, which we kind of thought was coming anyway. But Cam apparently maybe didn't as much want to leave as the team made it seem like he wanted to. I think maybe they pushed him out the door a little bit. But I think that Teddy Bridgewater is going to be great for Carolina. I'm excited about that. So, and then, of course, Marcus Mariota is going to the Raiders to be the backup for Derek Carr. And everybody seems to think Derek Carr's days are numbered. So you might end up with Marcus Mariota running the Raiders at some point. And Case Keenum got signed as the backup somewhere. Where'd Case Keenum get signed? I forgot. Who remembers that? I can't think where it was. And then, of course, big moves yesterday. De'Aaron Hopkins, why did I say De'Aaron Hopkins? Just think of De'Aaron Fox. Well, DeAndre Hopkins traded yesterday for kind of peanuts. Like, I don't even know what the Texans were thinking there, but he got traded. And then is that your guy? There it is. And then, of course, the Vikings traded Stephon Diggs. So there have been some big names on the move that will become official tomorrow. So there's your Bryce Harper short print, Jay Allen, the action image. So both of our short prints so far coming out for Jay Allen. So he's on a little bit of a roll tonight, which I think he's going to tell me he needs to be, because he said he's had a rough couple of weeks break-wise. So Gonna make him a little happier. DJ LeMahieu and the Yankees. This is our relic out of, or our hit out of box number 2 is another relic. So right now we're 2 boxes and 2 relics at the moment. So, but yeah, there's just been crazy trades happening in the NFL. I'm kind of digging it. But I couldn't believe they traded Hopkins. I mean, for next to nothing. I'm like, Texans, what are you doing? You need all the help you can get. And they got back, they traded him to the Cardinals, and they got back, who did they get? It wasn't Larry Fitzgerald. Was it? I can't remember now, but it was that and some draft picks, but I still looked at it and said, oh no, that's that's a terrible return for the player you had, but I guess they had their reasons. I don't know. So some people are making some upgrades, and then of course Diggs going to the Bills, I believe it was, giving Josh Allen another little downfield weapon. So it's going to be interesting, assuming that we get to play some NFL games at some point this year. We got to assume that we'll get some sports back somewhere along the way. So here's an example of the other type of chrome I was talking about. This is the black border chrome. It will be numbered a little higher to 999. And you've got the Diamondbacks and Christian Walker there. Eye to Eye Guy. I just now saw your message in there. Sorry, I got lost in there for a second while I saw the ones around it and did not see yours. You said, did you miss any Nats? No, you did. You weren't really very late coming in, so we've only had the 2 relics and 2 short prints and 2 chrome cards so far. So you did not miss much at all, my friend. You got most of the break left to see. No worries there. You're glad to get rid of Cam Newton, huh, Jay Allen? Yeah, he just couldn't seem to stay on the field, especially in recent years. He's just had so many issues with various things. I mean, I don't know how you say it, that Linz-Frank, or however you say it, with his foot, and he had the shoulder injury, and I don't know, a bunch of other things. So I'm not surprised that they decided to let him go. So I am excited to see Teddy Bridgewater get in there, though. I think he's going to do well in that system. So, Cubbies, we have another 1971 original card here, like our other one. It is well worn, well loved, miscut, and off center. Betsy, no, the Senators do not go to the Nationals because believe it or not, the Senators in 1971 did not become the Nationals. It's actually the Expos that became the Nationals. There are several versions of the Senators. The one that ended in the mid-1960s became the Minnesota Twins. I said this, I think, opposite the last break. I had to look it up, and I think I did say it opposite last time. And then the Senators that would have been the Senators from 1971 became the Texas Rangers of today. So the cards always stay with their franchises. So in here, when we find Expos, the Montreal Expos, those go to the Nationals because they are the Nationals team. That is the same franchise. But no, early Senators became Twins. Later year Senators became Rangers. This product, of course, is based on the card design from 1971. So that's how we know that it would be the later year that we would see in here if we find a Senator. Yeah, Jay Allen, I'm with you. I thought Twins too first, and I think I even said that the last break. I had them flip-flop that it was the Twins, but then I looked it up, and of course now watch, I'm saying it backwards tonight. I'll have to look it up again, but I'm pretty sure that I said it backwards the last time and correctly this time, that it is the early Senators became the Twins and the late Senators became the Rangers, I'm pretty sure. But it's all there in lovely franchise history. For whatever reason, I have a hard time keeping that straight with the Senators, just because technically I think there were 3 versions of them. An early version that I don't think is related to any current team, then because it was like way early. Then the second coming of it is the one that became the Twins, and then the third time a franchise went in and became the Senators again is the one that became the Rangers, I believe. We have that early. I mean, we have that right, I think. Pete Alonso and the Mets. That is numbered to 999 with a chrome variation. And of course, we are looking in here for our short print as well, being that this is the start of a new box. So far, I've been lucky and caught both of the first 2 as they went by, but as I mentioned, they do occasionally sneak by me. So if you see one that I go past, jump in here and tell me, and I'll go back through the stack and find it. Because I always prefer to find them live. Sometimes it doesn't work that way and I don't find them until I sort, but I prefer, of course, to see them live when we can. There is a Then and Now. Silver is another thing we can find where the team name is printed in silver. So that variation is also technically considered a short print in here. There's throwback uniforms, but those are super rare to hit. Really rare. And what else? I think there are error cards, made with a mistake on them on purpose. Those are also pretty rare to pull, but they could be in here as a short print as well. So usually one type of variation along those lines will show up somewhere before we get done. Usually. So it's just hard to find them sometimes because we're looking at so many different pieces of information on every card. Betsy's looking for some purple. So for those of you who might not be aware of what she's referencing there are hot boxes in this product. They typically will fall one time per case, and 1 box per case, I should say. And they will have purple chrome parallels in them, and those are not numbered, but they are found only in those hot boxes. So that is what we're looking for if we can find it. It might be in the second half of the case though, so we don't know. But generally the hot boxes fall once per case. So our hit from this box is an autograph. It's headed to the Oakland A's for Seth Brown. So as of right now, we're halfway through almost after we look at the rest of these little bit here. And we are at 2 relics and 1 autograph at this moment in time. And we'll have to see what else we can find. So far, I haven't found our variation in here. But there's time yet. And if you're wondering why sometimes I'm flipping them over, because it will tell us on the back if it is a variation that used to just be you had to look for that little bitty tiny code on the back. And these days instead it actually prints it up above the picture. It will say what type of variation that it is. So occasionally I get fooled by one and think, oh, that could be an image variation, and I'll flip it over to see, and then mostly we're finding out they're not. But I don't know. Sometimes they look like they should be one, even though they're not. I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah. So there's lots of variations in here, but the one that you most commonly find is the action variation. So that's the one we're generally looking for. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet in here. I feel like somehow I've missed it. I feel feel like we've seen it, but I didn't see it. You know what I mean? So I may flip back through the back of these real quickly. Oh, no, this is going to be it right there. Nico's going to be it. So most of the time in here, you probably noticed our rookies, they come on a card that there's more than one player on the card. And those are how our rookies are packaged in this product, at least the higher profile rookies. But there are some that come out freestanding, and when they do, that's our variation. So it says action on there. Obviously, that's not an action shot, but that's still what they call this, the action image variation of your rookie for the Cubbies, Nico Hornerer. So our SP there in that last box held out to the bitter end, didn't it? Hi, Matt. You said you're late. Have we had any interesting Braves? No, not yet. Not yet. But we're halfway through right now. We've opened 3 boxes. We have 3 left to go. So we still got plenty of time to find you your Brave. Of course, this box is one of the 3 as I say that. I want to clarify that. Sometimes people will think that means, you know, not counting the box that's on the table. So another original 1971 card is our box loader. By now, you know the drill. Off-cut, miscentered, well-loved, rounded corners, chipping wear all around. That card's been hanging around since 1971. It's worn out. Betsy, what did you say about that? Did the bottom of that bat... The bottom of the bat, are you talking about for Nico? Do you not like Nico? I don't know. Are you not feeling happy there about Nico? I'm assuming that's who we're talking about. Oh, you're talking, I got you. You're comparing it to another card that had a similar stance. The 1989 Cal Ripken Fleer. I got you. I got you. See, you got to remember, man, my head, it stays in one place when I'm breaking. It just goes right on, like, right in line with what we're talking about. And I didn't even put that together. Did not even put that together until, yeah, sorry. A little slow tonight, a little slow. Well, Betsy, that'll actually probably be a decent card if you've got the Cubs. Most of the time, the rookie action image variations, if the player is decent, which Nico is, do pretty well out of this product. So, you know, sometimes those rookie action image variations, again, depending on the player, but I've seen them go up around 100 pretty easily in the past. So... all right, kids, let's see what we've got in this box. See what kind of fun magic awaits us here. See, all the Royals players, for some reason, like, why do all the Royals players look like they should be action image shots? Because they're not posed, but then they're really not action shots either. It's like, why is it... why are there so many Royals that look like that? I do not know. But definitely there are. Well, there's another 1971 flashback. All right, Jay Allen, you're heading to bed now? All right. Well, sir, I am glad we found a couple things for you before you have to hit the hay tonight. We'll keep working the mojo there for your Phillies and your Rockies and see if we can't find anything else for you. You might be happy if you got self-quarantined, right? Or if your job said take 2 weeks off and we'll still pay you, and then you wouldn't have to get up so early. Oh, Betsy, you saw Robert Auto for 25, sold for around 250. Okay, good. Good. So yeah, you've got a nice one coming from that break. I am hoping that I can get that break mostly done tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be all the way out the door. It might be that I get it done and get the label printed and it doesn't get picked up until the following day, but I'm hoping to get that wrapped up tomorrow, that break. It's just such an ordeal to get that one sorted and shipped. So many cards in it. I think that's the one it was in, right? It was in this most recent one. I'm pretty sure that's right. So, you said the tallest position player in baseball gets a horizontal card. I know, right? Well, look at that. We've got our variation that has our 2 different guys on it. So usually we don't have the variations that fall that way, but nonetheless, it's going to go right up there in housekeeping as well. Just like the others, Tatis, we'll find a home for it at the end of the break using random.org. Our hit here is a relic. It is Rafael Devers coming out for the Red Sox with a Clubhouse Collection relic. So now we're still looking for whatever variation we're going to find. We're hoping to find that in here. J. Allen, you'd love not to leave your house? Well, hey, and if they pay you to stay home, it would be even better, right? That would be... A lot of companies are stepping up and continuing to pay their guys despite the fact that they're not working, that they have to close down operations or whatever the case may be. So I am glad to see a lot of our retailers are stepping up and doing the right thing. Now we just have to hope, of course, that this doesn't last too long. Jose Ramirez, I always look at that card and think that's it. That's going to be an image variation, and guess what? It never is. But I always think it's going to be, so we flip it over all the time. And I haven't seen it yet, unless I've accidentally gone past it. Matt Carpenter's another one that looks like he should be. I mean, some of these guys, it's definitely action shots, but they're just not considered the action image variation. All right, so I didn't see it, so give me a second. And what I'm going to do here is look at the backs of these really quickly and just shuffle through to check out the back and see if I can find whatever our variation is in here. Now, technically, I guess they don't quote-unquote guarantee us that there's a variation in every box, but in my experience, there generally is. And I'm feeling like at some point I just went past this one and didn't catch it. So I want to do a quick little run through here and see if I can find it. And if I can't, then of course, you know, I will look again before I ship it. Because on the off chance that there's not one, I would like to know that. Yeah, see, exactly. Matt's saying it could be a color swap, or it could be a, you know, French back, an error card, something that wouldn't be super obvious from the front side. So that's why I'm going back through looking at the backs right now, since they are kind enough this year to actually print it on there. That makes life much easier than looking for that little tiny code like we've had to do in years past. So if we've got anything like that, it should tell us. There it is. I've got it. I found it about halfway down. And I can't believe I didn't catch this one live. I don't know how I didn't see this one. Because it's Mike Trout for the Angels. I think because that's the same image that they used on every card last year, practically. So, I don't know. The image just looked really routine to me because I think we saw it everywhere last year. But anyway, that was it. So now we know. The Angels and Mike Trout got the short print out of that box, and I just didn't even register it when it went through the first time. All right, we've got another Greatest Moments box loader coming up. But first, let's get all of our packs out of here. And of course, I always show you the empty box. Not like it would be very difficult to not get all the packs out of that kind of box. But sometimes packs stick in different types of boxes. So a long time ago, I just got in the habit of always showing the empty once everything's out of it. Fernando Tatis Jr. That is the Padres, a Greatest Moments box loader. Came out of box number 5 there. So this is, of course, the beginning of box number 5 while we take 100 hours to get it all out of the wrappers. I know why they do it the way that they do it, but I so wish that they would make jumbo packs of Heritage like they do for Series 1 and Series 2. So you could just go right to the middle and find all of your inserts and hits and short prints and anything that isn't base all right there together. And with just a handful of packs to open per box. I really wish they would do that for Heritage, but they're never going to. But it would certainly make things more efficient if we had fewer packs to have to open, wouldn't it? I think it would. So, Betsy, are you going to keep your Robert, or are you going to sell it? Have you decided? You asked if I ever set on product that I think might have a higher value later, speculate for future breaking. For sure I do, but when I set stuff aside, I often don't break it. I wait, and then if the price appreciates tremendously, I will sell it as a sealed case. I've definitely done that in the past, and you can usually tell what product that's going to be. And so, yeah, I for sure have done that some in the past. I don't often hold it back for breaking, other than sometimes we get really busy and a lot of product starts coming in at once, and it'll just kind of get shuffled to the back because of so much new stuff coming in. And then we might end up breaking it a month or 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 down the road if a ton of stuff has poured in. But I don't, if I set it aside to kind of see what the market's going to do on it, generally I will either break it or sell it as a sealed case. That's to $9.99 for the Astros. I would break it if, say, the price didn't really increase much and I was wrong and it's whatever, then we would break it. But otherwise, if it does what I think it's going to do, then I sell it as a sealed case. I don't do that a ton, but I definitely do it occasionally. Because frankly, there are plenty of times you don't make money on eBay. You end up, after paying fees and all that, you end up not making money. You lose money plenty of times selling on eBay. So sometimes you need a couple of those to help even it out a little bit. And of course, other times things break fine, but on eBay, I mean. But between eBay and PayPal, they take such a large chunk of it. It's tough. You break some of the high-end things, you lose a tremendous amount of money to eBay and PayPal every time. So, you just, I don't know. I never used to set anything back, honestly. I used to just automatically roll through and break every single drop of everything. And then I finally got wise after watching some products triple or quadruple in price by the next year. And I'd say, okay, I've got 10 cases of this. Maybe I will break 8 and set 2 back. You know, that kind of thing. Although I sold off most of that kind of stuff late last year or early this year, all the stuff I'd been holding on to since last year, I decided to move on out a few months ago. Jeff McNeil and the Mets with a Clubhouse Collection relic. Because if you don't do that, of course, anything I have in inventory as of January 1st of any given year, I have to pay taxes on. Even though I've already probably paid taxes, well, technically, I guess my purchases are tax exempt when I buy them since it's for resale purposes, but at any rate, it feels like you've already paid $1 zillion, but then anything you have sitting in your inventory on the 1st of January, you pay taxes on in my state, so I always try to close out a lot of stuff right towards the end of December. All right, so early out of this one, our action image variation is Justin Verlander for the Astros. He just underwent groin surgery because they said it's going to take him about 6 weeks to recover. And I believe that he's thinking, well, baseball is probably delayed at least 6 weeks. So he went ahead and had groin surgery this week. So there you go. So I guess these guys are, and you know what? It'll probably be good for the Yankees too, because Aaron Judge has that nagging injury with his shoulder, which turned out to be a broken rib that had just not been treated in the past. So he really probably helps him too. Some time to get healed up and sorted out while they're on hiatus. Probably a lot of guys will have little things that they'll be like, oh, good. Oh, good. Now I have time to do this, or this. One would assume that they're still going to get paid, I would think. One would certainly expect. You know, Betsy says Top Series 2 would be pretty good from 2019. I never hold back Series 1, 2, or Update. I never, ever do. I should, I'm sure, because there's oftentimes that something comes down the road, especially out of Update, that later would have been worth your while to have saved some, i.e. Mike Trout, among others. But yeah, I never save 1, 2, or Update. I always, whatever we get, we break. In fact, somebody sent me an email just today asking if I had any more Series 1 from this year, which of course I don't, but all right, have we seen, yeah, we did see that relic, didn't we? Okay. Making sure we've got everything we're supposed to have out of here. Because I'll tell you, once I went right past an autograph, I didn't notice it. It was like a kind of a lighter blue or whatever. I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't. And nobody caught it live either. So one time I missed one, somebody saw it live, and I caught it right away. The other time, no one saw it, me or anybody watching. And I was just like, we're missing our hit for this box. We had to go all the way back through the whole stack, find the darn thing. So now I try to be hyper vigilant about that, because these all, of course, have their facsimile signatures printed on them. So sometimes when you're going through them, it's real easy to just glance at it if it's in that similar color ink and think it's a facsimile signature when it's the real deal. All righty, let's see what's here. Super Baseball, Dodgers, and Clayton Kershaw, our last our last box loader out of this half case. Betsy, you said Series 2 this year may not be much different from Series 1. Oh, well, Robert's going to be in Series 2. I believe they said that already. Because I think they already announced that. Of course, he's in the Panini products right now, obviously. You pulled him in Donruss. But that's where his rookie card is going to debut in Topps, I believe, is my understanding, is that he's going to appear in Series 2. His official rookie card. I don't know who else, as you point out. We don't know at this point who's going to be doing what, baseball-wise, with the stoppage at the moment. But I can also tell you that they know way in advance anyway, before the season even starts. They have already determined generally who's going to be in Series 2. Maybe not update, but Series 2 they usually know way in advance. Because this stuff is printed way in advance. I mean, we order Topps products, generally speaking, have to be ordered 6 months ahead of the time they're going to release. Panini has a much closer window. Sometimes it's only a month or two with Panini. Sometimes it's 3 or 4, but most of the time it's a month or two with Panini. With Topps, it's routinely 6 months. But I believe that Major League Baseball gives some guidance as to who is in what product when. For instance, that's why Yordan Alvarez and Bo Bichette were in Series 1 this year, because probably MLB said, hold them back, make their rookies go in 2020, that kind of thing. I don't think it's entirely Topps' decision as to what rookies debut and what products. At least that's my basic understanding of it. So, but yeah, he was announced. I forget who else they said, but I'm virtually certain that Robert was one of the ones that they announced would be in Series 2 this year. You're going to get some of the blue parallels from opening day that are stamped with March 26th autograph and inscribed with whatever the real opening day ends up being. Well, that's a good idea, Matt. Yeah, that's cool. I always buy a little opening day. We never break it, but I open some myself, and I usually keep a little opening day around here. In fact, it came in, and I haven't even opened it and looked at it. That right there tells you how crazy things have been around my household for the last few days here, last week almost, because that came in, and I haven't even touched it yet. It's still just sitting there. Yeah, right? Can you imagine? Something coming in that I get for me to open personally, and it's still sitting there 5 days later? Yeah. More than 5 days later, maybe. But, so, crazy times. But I might have time to get into it this weekend. I hope, if I can get caught up on all this shipping and hopefully no more errand running. I would like to believe that all 3 households are pretty well set now with everything that's needed, I hope. All right, this one is number 2/999, Paul DeJong, Cardinals, parallel, the chrome parallel. But I'm kind of anxious to get into opening day. I mean, listen, I know a lot of it is just base and whatever, but the short prints they put in there can be worth some money, particularly as with anything, depending on the particular player. But there's definitely value in opening day. If you hit one of their short prints in particular, is quite nice. And they do occasionally have autographs and things in there too, so there's always the possibility of finding one of those as well. So there's a little Red Sox insert. Well, you're saying you wonder if that'll be the Robert insert that people will chase if he gets hot. Probably. There's a lot of love for the flagship brands, which are Series 1, 2, and Update. So there are a lot of people that out of the possible rookie cards you could pull for someone, there are a lot of people that would want the one from Series 1, 2, or Update. And then there's a whole other group of people who, no matter the fact that they have the little RC on it, will tell you that, of course, that's our action variation. Because, yeah, he's on the card by himself, Bo Bichette and the Blue Jays. So there's a whole other group of people that are going to tell you, listen, That is not even the true rookie card. The true rookie card is the Bowman that says first Bowman on it. We don't care if it doesn't have that RC on it. That's the real rookie card. So there's two camps of people. Those who want the first Bowmans and only the first Bowmans, and then those who, I guess there's technically three groups. Then those who want the first ones that have the true rookie card RC designation on them. And then you have kind of the hybrid person who's like, I'll take either one. I'll take whichever one I can afford. Whichever one is the most affordable is the one I'm happy with. So can kind of go either way there, I think. And our autograph. So we've got 2 autographs out of this, and the rest were relics. 2 autographs, 4 relics. Both of our autographs, believe it or not, for the A's. Can you believe? I know, right? This one is A.J. Puck. The other one was Seth Brown. We do have another little stack here to look through. What did you ask me there, Betsy? You said you were going to ask if I collect personally. Oh, oh, do I? More than I need to. And not just baseball. I collect all kinds of stuff. I come from a family of collectors, and I'm in a family of collectors, and our house is overrun with all kinds of collectibles, and we are just practically out of space for stuff. So, oh yeah, we collect everything. All kinds of things. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Matt, what did you say about Acuna? Was there an Acuna that went by that you particularly liked? I just saw where you typed it in. You said, ooh, Acuna, but I don't know to what end that we are talking about Mr. Acuna. I do have one of his. I was either out of Heritage or Heritage High Number. I've got one of his rookie short prints, my own personally. I need to find that card. I don't even know where that card is at the moment. I don't know where a lot of them are at the moment. Let's just lay it out there. Be realistic. So we are going to do some recapping, but prior to our recapping, we have got a boatload of housekeeping to do. Yes, I said boatload. I meant it too. There's a lot to do. Oh, Matt, I didn't see an Acuna go by. There's generally only one short print per box, which we found in there, and it was Bo Bichette for the Blue Jays. Did you see an Acuna go by from there? Because I did not. Do you want me to look back through? We can look back through. I know exactly which our last box was, so let's just buzz back through here and look for the Braves. I stack each box separately for this particular product as I break it, just in case there's a question about something. Because otherwise, if I did have to go back and try to find something, it would be a nightmare with that many cards. So I know exactly which stack we're looking through. So I'm going to see if I can find it. Oh, you're not talking about an action image variation. You're talking about the high number shorts. Okay, so you're talking about something completely different. But nonetheless, I'll go in here and find him for you. Because I didn't even see him go by, truthfully. So I'll find him for you. If he was in this last box, he should definitely be in there. There's Markakis. I thought you were saying that there was an image variation that went by for him, and I'm thinking I didn't see that go by. There he is. So yeah, there we go. We got him pulled out for you. There he is. Good catch, good catch. All right, so let's deal with these flashbacks first. This whole little pack of flashbacks here that are non-baseball related are all going to go together to one team. So I'm putting them in this nice little bag so that they're together and I can write on this nice little bag. And this is pretty simple. I'm going to copy all of the team names from the spreadsheet. And of course, in this instance, there are 30 teams, so we're going to obviously have more than 10 items in our randomizing list. And so we'll do random just one time. And wherever we end up, that team will get that little pack of cards. Now for our other randoms that we have to do, randomizations, because there are fewer than 10 items in those lists, we will do random 3 times on everything else, and only the third one will count. But on this one, 10 or more items in our list, we'll be doing it just once. So I'm going to scroll through here so everyone can see your team was properly copied and pasted into the box. Good luck, everybody. And it brings us the St. Louis Cardinals. So that's this little set of flashbacks cards that we just looked through a moment ago. And we're going to go ahead and get that labeled up. And that's going to the Cardinals. For these, they are called Then and Now. 2 different teams on them. I'm going to type in left and right. And that's all we're going to do with that one. Left and right. And once again, it will be 3 times through random. The first 2 times will not count. Third and final random will determine where those are going to go. All right, so you can ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. There you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp. It's going to go to the team on the left side of each of these cards. I'm going to put the one on top in a sleeve so that I can mark that on there. And then later, I will not have to go back and watch the video when it comes time to sort. So there you go, on the sleeve, not the card. So Oakland A's and the A's, the Cardinals, the Cubs, Twins, Mets, Cardinals, and Cubs. That's how the Then and Now cards have been awarded. Compliments of dearoldrandom.org, our workhorse random. Now we're going to do these. Similar thing, except we'll type in top and bottom. So we'll set that little stack down there and head back over to random, where we will rinse and repeat with top and bottom. And again, this will be a 3 format random. All right, kids, you can ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. 3 times date and time stamp, and going to the team on the bottom of each of these cards. I think I've already got one of these in a sleeve. Look at that. I do, because it's the parallel insert. So we'll use that one. All right, so there you go. So we're talking about Giants, then Tigers, Giants, Reds, 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 Giants, Tigers. That's how those little bad boys have been awarded. Which will bring us next to 4-team cards. And this is going to be typed in as top, lower left, lower middle, lower right. Oh, maybe we are. Let's get over here. Sorry, that's slow. I'm one hand typing with my left hand, no less, because it's way across the table. All right, ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. 3 times date and time stamp brings us to the lower middle. Did I not show you that as I was doing it? Daggone it. Or did I already flip you back? Did I not show you the thing when I was typing it in there and doing it? Well, if I didn't, you can see the date and time stamp, so you know what happened, but there it is. Yeah, there's our 3 times our date and time stamp in lower middle. Maybe I already showed you that and then I flipped your screen back, but I'm not sure if I did or not. So anyway, now you know. That way we know what's what. So lower middle. That's going to bring us the Cardinals and Astros, Cardinals, Astros, Cardinals, Astros, Astros, Cardinals, Astros. I know, right? But hey, it's mostly the same cards repeating. Now comes this, where we've got the top, lower left, and lower right. So we got to deal with that one now. Top, lower left, lower right. All right, ignore the first one. Well, if the website ignored it too. Ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final 3 times. Date and time stamp gives us the lower right position on each of these cards. So let's get that all happily marked up here for lower right. So we've got the Nationals, Red Sox, Royals, Braves, Nationals, Mets, Nats, White Sox, Dodger, Ray, Brave, Red Sox, Royal, National, Royal, Brave, Ray, Red Sox, National, Dodger, Red Sox, Nats, White Sox, Indians, Royals, Rays, Braves. So that's how those are going to go. That's the last of the housekeeping stuff we have to do, the last of random tonight. Now we are ready to do a quick little recap. After we recap, I will put up anticipated shipping information once again, as well as the list of breaks that are coming up in the days ahead for those of you who might have missed it earlier if you're interested in knowing. Numbered to 999, the Cardinals and Paul DeJong. To 999, the Astros and Carlos Correa. 999, the Polar Bear for the Mets. The D-backs to 999 with Christian Walker. And to 571, Craig Kimbrell and the Cubbies. All right, here are our variations. Nice little Bo Bichette for the Blue Jays. If you've got them tonight, nice hit with the action image variation. Verlander and the Astros, all are action image tonight. Mike Trout for the Angels. Nico, another rookie, for the Cubbies. Bryce Harper and the Phillies. Nolan Arenado and the Rockies. So those are your variations out of each box. Let's take a look at our box loaders. So you had the Super Baseball card for the Dodgers with Clayton Kershaw. And one of the greatest moments, Tatis for the Padres. The original 1971 cards. All of these, every single one of them, rounded corners, chipping, wear, maybe some light creasing, off-center miscut. That's got a huge chunk out of the lower left. I mean, they're all this way. So that's the Expos, and of course the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals, so that's where that goes. Then you have the Cubbies and the Yankees with the original 1971 buybacks. Our other greatest moments card tonight, it is Johnny Bench, one of my 2 favorite players ever, and that is the Cincinnati Reds. So those are all the box loaders we pulled tonight. Now, our little stack of hits, if I can manage to get them picked up, that is. We've got A.J. Puck and the A's with an autograph. And then we've got Seth Brown and the A's with an autograph. A Clubhouse Collection relic, Jeff McNeil and the Mets. Clubhouse Collection, Rafael Devers, Red Sox. Our third relic, DJ LeMahieu and the Yankees. Got a pinstripe on that one. And then Charlie Morton for the Tampa Bay Rays is the final hit out of this half case. All right, so there's the break and the recap. Let's get our info up here one final time for anyone who missed it earlier. We can take another little peek at it really quickly right now. So Saturday is the anticipated shipping date. It's always possible if some other things crop up this week that I'm not expecting that could slide to Monday. I'm going to try very hard to get it out on or before Saturday, but just be aware that's why it always has that plus or minus a day on there, because unfortunately life does happen, and these days life is a little crazy for us, everybody. And we do not have to worry about consolation cards in this break. Tons of cards in here. Every team pulled some, so you will just simply be sent the cards that you pulled. Here's what it looks like in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, it is a case, a 20-box case of Leaf Draft Football Premium Hobby Blasters. There are 3 hits per box, 60 in total in the break. Spots are sold by the first letter of the last name. The hits are packaged separately in that product, so we're going to break only the autographs. We're not going to break the base packs in that particular break. Instead, each bidding position will be sent a handful of base packs unopened, along with whatever else they pull in the break. On Thursday night, we're going to do a half case of Donruss Baseball. It will be the back half of the case that we started a couple of days ago. Friday sees the new release of 2020 Inception Baseball. It's a 16-box case. We will be breaking the entire case on Friday night. Saturday night, we're going to dig into the back half of this case of Heritage Baseball. And Sunday night will be an off night. So that's how things are looking here for us in the next few days ahead. And I guess that has actually got me all wrapped up for tonight. So once again, thank you for being here, spending part of your St. Patrick's Day with me. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. But if you don't come back and see me then, please do come back and see me soon. I always enjoy having the company. All right, we will catch you the next time. Bye now.